Welcome, friends and spiritual travelers, to another Mystic Owl Picker card reading. This one's a little bit different. I've wanted to get involved in astrology for a very long time, so I've been doing quite a bit of study over the last year or two. This picker card is associated with the full moon in Aquarius occurring on August 2020, on the 3rd or 4th of August, depending on where you are around the world. Just a little bit of background on this full moon. Basically, this full moon is associated with personal freedom, but freedom as a collective also. One of the major aspects is occurring during this full moon. So we have the full moon occurring in Aquarius at 11 degrees 45 in Aquarius. The sun is currently in Leo. And Uranus, who is the ruler of Aquarius, is actually squaring those planets in Taurus at the moment, which is the house associated with our values and of beauty. It's also associated with our money, ruling the second house of our assets and finances. This is a very tense aspect at the moment where we're all feeling a little bit confused about our need for freedom and what we want in the future, what's really important to us and where we want to go, but also what is holding us back right now and our responsibilities, what we're fixed to. So all of these signs, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, are fixed signs. So this is a very tense period where we're feeling restrained and held back and really wanting to break free and actually follow our own desires. And as an individual, we all sort of feed into the collective if we change our values and start being our own unique, authentic self, breaking free from those restrictions and actually following our soul's desires. And collectively, we all start to wake up and humanity starts to sort of raise its vibration. We break free of these paradigms that are really holding us back and keeping us restricted. So I guess it's about considering like where you want to be moving on from this year, 2020. This full moon is a very powerful full moon because it's kind of forcing us to reassess our values. So we'll take that into the pick a card reading. So moving on to the pick a card reading, we have 4 piles today: pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Please use your intuition to pick a pile. The timestamps will be in the description box and in the comments section below. Remember, this is a general reading, so take only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. Let's have a look at your cards and find out how this full moon in Aquarius in the start of August will affect your values and your sense of freedom. So you have the Capricorn card. The energy around you is serious, materialistic, and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. You have the disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. You have the new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. You have the second house, your assets, finances, and the things that you value. You have the fall into my arms card, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. You have number 16 in transformation. And you have the trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So instantly I see a group that is very ambitious and wants to achieve amazing things in this life. You are your own leader, pile 1, with the new moon in Leo there. Confidence is your key to success. This is a group that is dedicated to really acquiring all of the materialistic assets and attaining a lot of money. You want a lot of success and you want to live the high life, I see, pile 1. Which I really commend you on. I commend you on your ability to be very dedicated and very driven in terms of achieving your goals. Interestingly enough, you have the new moon in Leo, which will be occurring in the middle of August, I think around the 16th or 17th of August this next month. So I sense for you, pile 1, between the period of the full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd or 4th of August, depending on where you live in the world, up to the new moon in Leo, those 2 weeks will be a period of transformation in terms of reassessing your relationship with money and your materialistic goals. Because I think what you're being called here to do, Pile 1, is to surrender a little bit that desire or that need to be very driven and to push for your goals so stubbornly and so sternly. This is a group that I sense is extremely hardworking day in, day out. Potentially has some workaholic vibes. Maybe you thoroughly enjoy what you do also and you really want to be the best at what you do, but you're being called to take a break sometimes too. With the disseminating moon, take time to breathe out. This is all about like allowing the universe to answer your prayers or your thoughts, to reward that energy back to you from all of your hard work. So I sense that you've been praying or hoping for, Pile 1, more clarity on how you could be more successful, or just wanting to know the next step potentially to follow your path to achieving the goals that you've set yourself. And the universe, I think, is trying to answer that. But what you need to do is take a break and relinquish the need to control every step into achieving your outcomes. You have the Fall into my arms card here, surrender, holding the opposites. This to me communicates the need to just take a break and allow things to sort of flow naturally for a while. Remembering that we do work in a law of attraction universe where if we're putting out like this feeling of, I don't have it yet, I don't know what I need to do, I want more, what's the next step, what do I need to do next? Constantly putting out that energy of needing to push to achieve goals, then that you're not making room for the universe to answer your prayers, I sense, Pile 1. So you also have the trust the timing card. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. That there's always time, that we live in a universe of infinite possibilities where your time is not running out. You still have enough time in this life to actually achieve your goals and to make your dreams come true, Pile 1. Once again, I see a group that really is striving really hard to try and get there, but some things maybe are just not falling into place right now. You have the confidence to achieve your goals, I see, with the New Moon in Leo card. You have the desire to do so, but this period, this full moon in Aquarius is allowing you to like change your mindset about always needing to be in control, about surrendering and maybe being a little bit more trusting that things will come to you if you surrender over the need to be in control all the time. I also see a group that maybe has some really strong urges to be in the limelight somehow, to be renowned or recognized. With the New Moon in Leo, confidence is the key to success, along with the Capricorn card indicating like a very driven individual. Someone that really wants to make a lot of money by standing out from the crowd. You want to be a leader. You want to show people. This is a group that really wants to show yourself off somehow. And I don't mean that in a negative sense or an egotistical sense. Like Leo is the archetype of having a lot of fun or being very playful. But Leo are the leaders. They stand out from the crowd somehow, and they're meant to shine. They're meant to shine in their own right. That is their path in life. To encourage other people to want to be their best version of themselves also. This is a group that wants to be very successful by standing out from the crowd and showing the world what you can achieve if you put your mind to things and start dedicating yourself day in, day out to a certain cause. And that's very commendable, Pile 1. But we also need some time to unwind, to rest, so that we can go after our goals with more vigor and more energy, along with matching the universe and not being in that zone of wanting to control every step of the outcome. So over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I sense leading up to the New Moon in Leo, you're going to have a sudden epiphany or a sudden realization about how important it is to take time out and to rest, and that you have plenty of time to achieve your goals, to be a little bit more relaxed in your approach to achieving your goals, knowing that the universe is supporting you and that you can achieve them by that balanced energy of going after your dreams, but also trusting in the universe, being in the flow, and taking more time to regenerate and recuperate outside of work. Moving on, pile one, let's get some further messages for you from the Commonplace Tarot deck. Okay, your 3 cards. Your first card is the Queen of Wands. Interesting. Queen of Wands always, to me, indicates Leo. I get very strong Leo vibes from the Queen of Wands. You have the Hierophant. Okay. And you have the Sun in reverse. Lots of fire energy there with the Sun and the Queen of Wands. Along with the... Sorry, that's the Hermit, not the Hierophant. Along with the Hermit and the Stave here. So lots of fire. This is a very passionate and driven group. But what I see for you is the need to reassess your values. Pile one with the Hermit in reverse. This is about you going inside, taking some time to reassess your values about what's important to you potentially. I am also sensing, pile one, that you are being called to reassess your values in terms of your finances. I sense that maybe you're so caught up in wanting to be successful and wanting more money to want to have all of those beautiful, luxurious sort of, you want to have it all, essentially, pile one. But maybe there's a need for you to just take some time to work out what your priorities are. I'm picking up on here that even though you're chasing money, you're chasing these really lofty goals and you want to be successful, you want to stand out from the crowd and to be able to show the world what you've achieved. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's quite an amazing outlook on life, pile one. I'm really picking up on an energy that potentially this isn't going to make you happy with the Sun card in reverse. I sense you're being called to reassess what's really important in your life. Also noting that the Hermit relates to the star sign of Virgo. Virgo being of service to the community. They're a very analytical star sign that likes to be of service and really can be quite successful by dedicating their life to being of service to the collective or of service to the general community somehow. So potentially for you, pile one, you're being called to reassess your values in terms of how you want to be successful and whether by being in the limelight is really for you or if maybe to potentially you're better off being of service somehow. To lead by example, by dedicating your life to being of service to others somehow is what I'm getting for you, pile one. I mean, take what resonates, remember that, but maybe you haven't been able to achieve your goals potentially in your past because you've been going down the wrong path, possibly. You need to reassess what's most important and potentially whether being of service to the community or helping other people in need might be a better life path for you, pile one. Because I do see that you are meant to have a lot of success here. You have the New Moon in Leo card indicating success if you believe in yourself. You have the Transformation card along with the Trust the Timing card. Time is not running out. That potentially if you change paths or at least change your values in terms of actually doing it for the right reasons, maybe pile one, instead of just wanting money to be successful, but having money so that you can share it with other people or give it back to the community, or being successful so that you can actually show and lead others how to change their life for the better also. This is really calling for you to reassess your values in terms of why you want the success. And if you do it because you can show other people what they can achieve or that you can actually share your wealth with others, then I sense that you're going to have a lot of success in your future. But maybe you've been pushing so hard wanting to be able to be number one or to be the best, and I sense that hasn't quite been working out for you. So it's all about, for you, pile 1, just asking yourself over the next 2 or 3 weeks between the full moon in Aquarius leading up to the new moon in Leo, why you want the success and what you plan to do with it. Your card is, my fearless freedom lights up the world. Okay. So you are supposed to stand in the light. There I see pile 1. You are supposed to be a leader. This is very Leo vibes. I get a lot of Leo energy from this reading. Of being a leader, but being full of energy, being vibrant, showing the world what spirit you have. And maybe that's your calling in general. Showing the world that if you choose to live in a place of enjoying each moment and going after your own dreams and desires, that you can have anything that you've ever wanted in life. Please remember to take what resonates from this reading. I sense it's all about remembering why you want the success and what you plan on doing with it. But if you do it because you want to show and share your light with the rest of the world, that you can be successful in any endeavor you choose by being your own unique and vibrant self, then I see a lot of positive things coming your way, pile 1. That's all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 2. Welcome, pile 2. Let's find out what this full moon in Aquarius in August 2020 is bringing in for you by looking at your oracle cards. I've already got them displayed out. So you've got the Virgo card. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. You have baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Hierith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. You have the Aries card. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous, crusading, impulsive. Action is likely. You have the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. You have the new moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. And you have the heal thyself, number 24. So what I see for you, I'm just going to start by pointing out that the last new moon in Cancer, which I think occurred on the 21st, 22nd of Cancer, of July, I should say, of 2020. Leading up to this full moon, this portal for you, pile 2, I sense has been a period of like rapid healing, of doing some inner work. You may have been going through lots of ups and downs or feeling quite emotional for no particular reason. I do sense that maybe you've been quite irritable, that people get on your nerves very easily, or for some reason you've just been feeling like really edgy over this period for like the last week or two. And it's because I sense that you've been purging lots of limiting beliefs from your deep subconscious, things that you tell yourself sometimes that really aren't correct or true, those stories that we say to ourselves that we just need to shut down, that aren't correct anymore. I see this being a group that's done a lot of healing and is starting to like stand in their own power again and have a deeper understanding about what they can achieve. The reason I say that is that you have the Aries card here. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Action is likely. Along with the new moon in Taurus here, prosperity lies ahead. I sense that you've started to like tell yourself how amazing you are over the last couple of weeks, that you've started to shut down those inner thoughts that were telling you that maybe you can't achieve things or that were holding you back. And I'm sensing for you, pile 2, that beyond this portal, after the full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd or 4th of August, capitalizing on that energy, you really start to like stand in your own power and believe that you can go after anything if you do it for the right reasons. So what I am seeing here is a very community and family oriented group too. The reason I say that is you have the Virgo card. The energy around you is dutiful and hesitant and humble. Virgo are the archetype of being very dedicated and of service to the community. They like to commit to roles where they can help the community to some degree, whether it generally be through like medicine or of service. And the new moon in Cancer indicating you and your loved ones are safe. You're very like family and community oriented, I see, which is very Aquarian vibes, actually. That reeks to me of like the Aquarian sentiment of serving the collective by standing in your own unique power. And I sense that that's what you're going to start trying to do more and more as you move through this portal between the new moon in Cancer and also the full moon in Aquarius, leading on beyond into the latter half of 2020 and beyond, starting to really believe in yourself and that you have amazing things to offer. This is a group that's also tapping into a strong intuition. Your star guides and your angels, your spirit guides are here supporting you on your journey, pile 2, because I sense that you have some really important things to achieve in this life. This is a group that I would call light workers or star seeds, with the Hiraeth card, longing for home, homesick for the stars, and with the Virgo card of being of service here. You are supposed to achieve amazing things in this life and to show the world that if you choose to put yourself first, that if you choose to actually follow your own dreams and desires and really commit to that discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air, really indicating like hardworking, dedicated, goal-oriented group, that you can achieve amazing things and that prosperity lies ahead with the new moon in Taurus here. So whatever it is that you've been dreaming, pile 2, whatever it is that you've been desiring or that you've been wanting in this life, that passion that you have that really like sparks or ignites your soul, you're being called to chase it guns blazing, to really dedicate yourself to it, to trust in your intuition and to follow this guidance. I also sense, pile 2, that this is a group that wants to contribute to or leave a legacy behind of like contributing aesthetically to the greater collective. You may have some creative talents also, with both the star sign of Aries here and Taurus, which is ruled by the planet Venus, the ruler of aesthetics and beauty. You may have a desire to show yourself off to the world somehow, or to share a specific talent that you have or a creative passion. I also see a group that could really get a lot of benefit right now by being in meditation, with the baby steps card here. Action, follow your intuition. That by spending time in meditation, you can gain more clarity about the next step. And it doesn't always have to make sense, but just to follow it, knowing that you are being protected and guided to do so. Action, along with the impulsive action is likely with the Aries card. You're being called to follow this intuition and chasing after your dreams and desires, knowing that you don't always need to know what the next step is, that your guides will let you know what the next step is when it's time for you to know. One step at a time with the baby steps card here, pile 2. But in terms of what this portal is bringing in for you, it's bringing clarity into your own path and an inner knowing of how strong you are and what you can achieve once you choose to stand in your own power and to let go of any beliefs that weren't serving you anymore, pile 2. Prosperity lies ahead for you, which is really beautiful. Moving on from that, let's get some further insight from the Commonplace Tarot deck. The only thing that's really missing is some air in this reading, although you do have longing for home from the homesickness for the stars. You've got water with the new moon in Cancer there. You have earth with the Virgo and the prosperity lies ahead in the new moon in Taurus card. And you have fire with the Aries here. So you're pretty much well-rounded, pile 2. You can achieve anything. I sense that you're strengthening your air in your chart by learning to trust in your intuition and trust in that insight that you're getting with your spirit guides or your star guides. So your 3 cards that came out for you is the High Priestess in reverse, you have the Hanged One or the Hanged Man, You also have the Six of Cups in reverse. So firstly, I see a little Piscean energy with these three cards. So you have the High Priestess and the Hanged One, or the Hanged Man. Both of those cards, to me, are Piscean energy. The High Priestess, in terms of tapping into strong intuition and being able to see beyond the veil. Pisceans rule the 12th house of the deep mysticism and mystery, the deep subconscious. But the Hanged One is also the sentiment of having to take stock and pausing in life to really reassess where you're going and to change paths to follow your North Node, and seeing things from a different perspective in terms of like reassessing your life and changing your life for the good so that you can be of service to the collective. Along with the Six of Cups, cups relating to emotions, and Pisceans being a water energy. There's some strong Piscean energy here also. But what I am seeing is that meditation, as I was saying earlier with the Hanged One here, meditation will really enhance your intuition. And once you get a deeper and clearer connection with your spirit guides and your star guides through meditation, through taking time to reflect and contemplate your life and where you want to go, you'll have the ability to like change your life for the better. The Six of Cups in reverse to me indicates that potentially your past hasn't always been that great. That there may have been challenges in your childhood or in your upbringing that have caused you to be really sort of shut off from the world, or to keep yourself small. And I sense that you're being called to grieve the pain of those experiences from the past, pile two. I sense that maybe there's some grieving that you need to do, or some healing from your past with the Heal Thyself card here too. And I sense that you have been doing it already during this portal, but there may be some more that you'll need to do in the near future, to take some more time to spend time in meditation in order to enhance your intuition, but also to get a deeper understanding about why you went through certain experiences in your upbringing or when you were young, and to start to release that energy by crying or by journaling. There's something with your past that's really restricting you and holding you back here, and you need to sort of move on from that. Allow that grief to be and to process it so that you can move ahead with more clarity and understanding about what your path is and how you can really stand in your power and achieve these amazing goals that you're supposed to achieve in this life. But most definitely a strong intuition if you choose to spend more time in meditation and connecting with your star guides. Moving on from that pile too, let's get a closeout message from the Universe Has Your Back deck. So I see for you, pile two, that there's still a little bit of inner work to do, but you've done a lot already, I sense. Over the last week or two, I sense that you've been through a lot of like ups and downs emotionally. But the more inner work you do, the stronger your connection with your guides get, but also the more you release that those feelings and emotions of grief, of turmoil, of trials that we've just shoved down and that we didn't want to deal with. We're starting to release those from our aura and from our being, feeling a lot more lighter and knowing who we are, standing in our power and having the confidence to really put ourselves out there and achieve our goals. You also have 2 new moons here too, so this is an opportunity to start afresh, to feel relief, to feel like your authentic self, and to know who you are and why you're here, how you can be of service to humanity, I see. And the card that just flew out of the deck then, happiness is my birthright. That's a beautiful card for you, pile 2. Just remember that you don't necessarily need to achieve anything to be worthy. Success doesn't dictate how we should be feeling or why we're here. I sense that when you start to believe in yourself and to start to be happy with who you are, regardless of what you've done in the past. And I'm going to take that phone call as a confirmation. Sorry about that, Paul, too. I always think that if you get a ring or a message or a buzz or a phone call during a reading, then that's a confirmation of what I'm saying. And it's just about you, like, just starting to love yourself for who you are, regardless. Like, Aries is the star sign of knowing who they are, and they're proud of their ego. They're proud of their authenticity. Aries are confident in their own skin and go out there and achieve their own goals, knowing that they have everything they need within them to be the best version of themselves. And I sense that, pile two, you've sought for like external gratification to make you feel a certain way or to feel worthy, but now you're starting to realize that life is just about experiences, and that we are who we are, and that we don't need external confirmation to allow us to be happy anymore, that happiness comes from within. And once you get there, pile two, you can achieve anything, knowing full well that you're supported and that you're being guided every step of the way. That's all I have for you, pile two. I hope it resonates with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile three. Hello, pile three. Your cards, you have the 8th house, the transformational area of your life, is about shared resources and intense emotions. You have the You're Not For Everyone card, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. You have the goddess Vesta, the goddess within. You have the full moon and Taurus card, your dreams need a practical plan. You have the South Node card, don't let your past hold you back. And you have the blessed sight card. So instantly for you, pile three, I see this is affecting your 8th house of transformation, your feelings, emotions, releasing energy that you're holding on to that is no longer serving you anymore. I also see this being a group that has a tendency to fall back on certain behaviors that are not serving you anymore, that you know are not within your best interest. I do sense that this is a group that may have been through some mental illness or may feel quite depressed. You really feel things quite deeply. Pile three, this is a highly emotional group. And what you are transforming, essentially, pile three, is your values starting to align with your North Node. So interesting enough, you have the You're Not For Everyone. It says you face your true north, and you have the South Node card here. Don't let your past hold you back. You're really being called to assess your values, what you hold at high esteem, what you want to achieve in this life, pile three. What do you want to be remembered for? Noting that this full moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius is the house associated with your legacy. It rules the 11th house of your legacy and what you want to leave behind in this world, what you want to be known for. So this is an opportunity for you, pile three, to really commit to something bigger than yourself, to assess what it is that you want to leave behind, what is dear to your heart. You're being called to really follow a path that embraces your soul's urge. With the Blessed Sight card here, this card touches on the need to accept the fact that certain trials and challenges in life have a bigger purpose, that to see the bigger perspective, why we're going through certain challenges. I sense that this is a group that goes back through certain cycles. One day you feel motivated, really quite inspired to take control of your life. You're dedicated to your path. You're very spiritual. You meditate. You do all the right things, and then maybe next week you fall back on those behaviors. You get a little sort of lapsed in your behavior in terms of your dedication to spirituality or your commitment to your goals, your bigger goals and your desires in life. But I'm sensing that during this full moon, you'll start to release a lot of negative energy, tapping into the deeper subconscious, those feelings or experiences that you may not have wanted to deal with in the past will be resurfacing to the conscious, to the light, so that you can transmute them, release them. So don't be too concerned if you feel really irritable over the next few days or the next 2 weeks leading up to and beyond the full moon in Aquarius. Feeling really irritable, edgy, maybe crying for no reason or feeling quite low for no reason. You're actually just releasing these emotions that have been sort of squashed down that you haven't dealt with in the past, so that you can transmute them and let go of those things so that you can move on to your North Node, follow your passions and desires with full commitment, knowing how amazing you are, what your values are. You've got the card here of the goddess within, the sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity, along with the eighth house, which touches on seeing beyond the veil and starting to dabble in spirituality. So you're really being called to take some time out during this period. So over the next few days to spend a lot of time in meditation or contemplation, allowing those emotions to do their thing and to work their way through, to release those emotions. Also, for you, pile 3, I sense that there's music has a special place in your North Node, in your soul's purpose during this time on Earth. I see. With the whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound. You may be a musician, or you've always wanted to write music or to be a singer, a songwriter. But something to do with the creative arts anyway, along with the full moon in Taurus here. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the goddess of beauty and art. This is a group that wants to contribute some way to giving more beauty to the world, leaving your legacy. Your legacy is associated with providing more beauty, leaving something beautiful to be remembered by. You have some really high, lofty goals, I see, pile 3. You really want to achieve a lot of things, and you want to be remembered for standing out somehow. And I sense that's either through music. Either you want to be a musician, or potentially just listening to music really raises your vibration. I see this being a group that may play music in the mornings to get ready, or to really get yourself in the mood to go to work. Music may be something that soothes you, that clears your thoughts. It may be good for you through meditation also. You may like working or exercising in music to both motivate you, but to also sort of focus intently on whatever it is that you're doing. So music plays a very important part in your North Node somehow, pile 3. This is a group that may also be like a poet, or you may be a novelist, or you share your voice somehow, either through blogging on YouTube or something like that also. Your North Node is associated with communication and sharing beauty somehow. You may also want to create a spiritual YouTube channel like myself during tarot and astrology. With the 8th house here and Vesta, the goddess within, along with the blessed sight card, all dealing with overcoming hard emotions, but also touching on spirituality and dedicating yourself to a spiritual cause. You may wish to be a spiritual blogger, or to be a tarot reader or something like that. But now is the time for you to really assess what it is that you want from life, to do the inner work and release those habits that are preventing you from actually going after that goal. Remembering that you are a very powerful individual, pile 3, and that you do have the strength to do this, because you wouldn't have the desires to leave something behind, to contribute to the world through aesthetics somehow, if that wasn't part of your North Node. So right now, you're also being called to make a practical plan of how you plan on achieving this, to set out goals, mini goals that you want to achieve by certain time frames, to lay out a bigger plan or a map of certain things that you need to do, and contacts that you need, how you're going to get help and assistance in certain aspects that might be challenging, stuff like that. Of note also, Uranus is actually in Taurus during this period, squaring both the moon and the sun, causing a bit of conflict. So just know that this will be quite a challenging time for you, a very emotional time. So try not to stress too much about what is coming to the surface. Just allow it to happen, and know that in a few weeks you'll get through this and you'll be back to your normal self. But I sense that you'll feel a lot lighter, you'll be more inspired and have more clarity about what you want to do and how you can go about achieving those goals, really chasing after your North Node and leaving something behind. Moving on from that, pile 3, let's get some further messages for you from the Commonplace Tarot deck. Ooh. I also see a lot of blue and green in these cards too. So in the 8th house card, in the Full Moon and Taurus card, the Blessed Sight card, and the South Node card. And there's blue in the blue and sort of turquoise in the Whale and Orca Elders card. So your North Node, pile 3, will be fulfilling. It will be enlightening. It will bring you a lot of joy and happiness in this life. But it's really about you finding a way to communicate either your views on spirituality, or to stand up for your own beliefs, or to just express yourself somehow. You also have the You're Not For Everyone card. So that's basically indicating to me that it kind of reminds me of the Aquarian values of being quite quirky and unique, thinking outside of the box and really expressing yourself quite differently to most people. I sense there's something about you, about your voice, either the way that you speak. You might have a beautiful song voice. Again, you may want to share your voice through singing or through blogging. But your North Node really is touching on sharing your voice or expressing yourself some way, and knowing that you have a lot of beauty and passion, and you can be remembered for this for a long time coming. And your 3 tarot cards. Your first card is the Two of Wands in reverse. You have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And you also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So all of those cards are in reverse, indicating that there's a lot of things that you need to commence, pile 2. So the Two of Wands touches on creating a plan. You have the vision already in your hands, I see, pile 3. But you need to set out a plan. And I sense that you'll have the inspiration very soon, or the inner knowing of what it is that you need to do. That initiation will come very soon once you get through this period of this deep transformation and releasing this energy during this period of the full moon in Aquarius for you. In the next few weeks, I sense that you'll have a bit more clarity on what you need to do in order to achieve your goals and start planning. As with the card of the full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. You'll have that inspiration to start planning all of the steps out in terms of what you want to do or how you can actually achieve your goal. And with the 6 of Pentacles here, all about giving and receiving, this is about your time to receive right now. Pile 3, you're receiving a gift from the universe in terms of like new inspiration, optimism, belief in yourself. Once you've released these patterns of the past that are no longer serving you, I sense you're going to feel a lot more free and inspired, and just really have an urge to chase that North Node, knowing that it's your calling and that it will bring you a lot of satisfaction and joy. And let's get a close-out message for you, pile 3, from the Universe Has Your Back deck. It's tense times for everyone at the moment, but there's your card just there. Oh, that's lovely. In any moment, I can surrender the power, presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. There you go. That is beautiful, and what a beautiful sentiment to end this this reading. Pile 3 really like captures the message that I'm conveying of needing to be in stillness for a while to allow those emotions to surface and to release them through prayer, through meditation, through contemplation, understanding what it is that you want to do and how you can achieve it, but also just letting go of those things that you know aren't for your greater good anymore, or releasing certain energies that are holding you back, so that you can be more lighter and free and just have a greater understanding about what the next step is for you. That's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 4. Welcome, pile 4. Let's get an idea about what this new energy during the full moon in Aquarius is bringing in for you by looking at your cards. So you have the Uranus card, your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. You have the perspective card, none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. You have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. You have the card of Venus, the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgent, and valuables. You have the balsamic moon, a time for healing. You have the full moon at Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. And you have the boundaries card, number 1. I sense for you, pile 4, I am picking up in a group that may have had some financial issues recently. What's of interest in this reading, pile 4, is that you have both Uranus and Venus. Uranus is the ruler of the 11th house. The full moon is currently in the 11th house, or the ruler of the 11th house anyway, in Aquarius. But Uranus is currently in Taurus, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So I sense there's a deep transformation in terms of how you see money, your finances, what's your assets and your valuables. I do sense that this is a group that potentially has struggled with money in the past, and has felt sort of restricted in terms of how they can progress in their life due to financial restraint or something like that. But what I am seeing is a fresh start for you, pile 4. This energy, the full moon in Aquarius, is a fresh start in terms of your values, in terms of how you see money, what you want from life, and what you want to chase after, what's important to you in terms of a very materialistic sense. So this period, I sense you'll be doing a bit of a reset in terms of your relationship with your finances or with your material assets. But before you do that, I sense that you need to let go of some negative or limiting beliefs about your relationship with money or how money works. Remembering that money is an energy, that finances can come back around, that there's always, that the universe is plentiful, and that if we choose to reassess how we look at money or our relationship with our assets, that in the future we can really reset and start again and bring that back towards us, that we're not sort of bound by the mistakes of the past anymore, that there's always a limitless opportunity to start making more money, or to start sort of building up our life again, to working towards those aesthetics that we want in life. I see this as being a group that wants it all. You want to sort of live a very luxurious life, and so you should. We all deserve that, pile 4. We're here to really get the most out of life and to experience whatever we can. But just because you've had a challenging past doesn't mean that you can't still have those things in the future. So this is a really positive time for you to start reassessing your relationship with your material world and what you really want, and how you can go about achieving those goals. But before you do that, there's a need over the next week or two leading up to and beyond the full moon to start sort of releasing any negative beliefs or negativity associated with your past and the challenges that you've been through. You have the card of perspective, none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. This card really touches on like remembering that we're all just one individual on one tiny planet in one tiny solar system and one tiny galaxy of one tiny, like one amazingly infinite universe, essentially. And although it might be challenging for you, like life goes on, and in the grand scheme of things, you struggling with money or having made mistakes in the past isn't really that important, that you can start again. You're not bound from those mistakes or unpleasant events from your past anymore, pile 4. You're going through a period of healing right now. And what I do see for you also, similar to pile 3, is a sudden sort of awakening or understanding about how you can change your perspective and create certain goals to change your life for the better. This is a group that is supposed to be very satisfied and have everything in life. With the cosmic heart here, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer, and the card of Venus associated with aesthetics and beauty and your material valuables and wealth. You are supposed to be very successful, pile 4. You're supposed to have the Cinderella story of going from like 0 to having everything that you've ever desired, and showing the world that you can change your mindset, that you can change your life for the better by truly believing in yourself and committing to certain practices. But right now you're being asked to take some time to assess those negative belief patterns that aren't serving you anymore, and to heal from these wounds of the past that have made you believe that you can never achieve those goals that you want, that you can actually start again and be successful. You also have the card here of boundaries. You've got the number 1 here, along with Uranus, and it says here, enlightenment and awakening. This is like a fresh start. It kind of reminds me of Aries energy of starting again, of going out there and really chasing your dreams and your desires, knowing that you have the power to do so, that you can be successful if you truly believe in yourself, and don't let those negative thoughts hold you back anymore. But the boundaries is also about really assessing those things that aren't serving you right now. If you have any sort of attachments that are no good for you, potentially some bad habits or addictions, or I am sensing that this is a group that is really attached to the want or the desire to have everything in this 3D world. I sense that what you need to do first is to sort of change your mindset from a lacking perspective, pile 4. I'm just going to call it as I see it. Change your mindset from being in a place of lacking, that you don't have this, that you will never have this, that start to be grateful for the things that you do have in life already. The air that you're breathing, the roof over your head, the food that you eat every day, your friends and family that love and support you, the fact that you're healthy. And start projecting that out to the world, being grateful for those things a little bit more, along with creating a very practical plan on how you want to achieve your goals, remembering that if you stay positive, that you can do anything, that the possibilities are really infinite here for you, pile 4. This is a really amazing reading in the sense that it's really sort of encouraging you to understand what it is that you want and how you can achieve these things, remembering that this full moon in Aquarius is about breaking free, about freedom. And I see for you, freedom is all about like your financial wealth and material assets, wanting everything in life. But let's get some further messages for you, pile 4, from the Commonplace Tarot deck. I'm also picking up on a group that's quite sort of eclectic and very attractive in a very unique kind of way. With the card of Venus, along with the card of Uranus being very unique and quirky individuals that break the mold on tradition and are always the instigators of a new path. And Venus about aesthetics and beauty, along with the cosmic heart card there. This is a truly beautiful group, both physically a sense, but also people are really drawn to you because they see you being quite unique, and that you stand in your own power. I'm also sensing that you're very sweet, a very gentle, loving soul with the cosmic heart card there. And the balsamic moon indicating someone that's been through a lot. You're supposed to go through these challenges in life so that you can show the world that you're not bound by the mistakes that you make in the past. This full moon, I sense, will give you clarity about your purpose in life, pile 4, about how you can actually change your life for the better and what steps to take. And what are the steps to take to achieve that? Ooh. So your 3 tarot cards, pile 4. The first card you got is the 3 of Swords in reverse, indicating to me that you have been through a lot in your life, that this is a group that's been through a lot of challenges, both emotionally, but I sense sort of materialistically too. You may have had a major loss in life financially, or potentially you've had a lot of rocky relationships that have caused you to not be able to achieve those things materialistically that you've always wanted to achieve. I do sense that maybe having the house with the white picket fence and the beautiful family is important to you, that maybe relationships have fallen away that haven't allowed that to happen. But you have the Star card in reverse here, along with the Page of Wands, which is really interesting in the sense that the Page of Wands for me is sort of an awakening, along with the card here of Uranus, which says enlightenment and awakening. You're coming into a period. This full moon is sort of bringing in some clarity about your purpose in life and how you can achieve these things, but in a very materialistic way. It's quite interesting because the Star card rules the star sign of Aquarius, which is where the full moon is right now, along with Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So I sense this is a very massive and deep transformative period for you, pile 4, where you're coming into some clarity about how you can continue to come out of this feeling of being restricted in life. I sense that you're already starting to love yourself more and understand that you're not bound by those mistakes of your past, that you can actually achieve amazing things, and you deserve amazing things here with the Venus card, all about beauty and materialism. It's your time to shine, pile 4, with the Star card here. Soon you'll be able to turn that in the upright position and have more hope and faith in your abilities to make your dreams come true. You're starting to see that anything is possible if you choose to move on and not hold on to those mistakes. Finally, for you, pile 4, let's get a closeout message from the Universe Has Your Back deck. But a highly synchronistic reading too for you, pile 4 too, with the Star card there, ruled by Aquarius. You have Uranus and Venus. Uranus being in Taurus at the moment, and Venus being the ruler of Taurus. This is a deep transformation for you, so just bear with it for the next week or two, and just know that soon you'll have some clarity about how you can really achieve everything you've ever wanted in life. And there is your card. The universe works fast when I'm having fun, which I think is a really beautiful, positive sentiment for you, pile 4, about remembering to have this into perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Don't be too serious. Try not to beat yourself down for those mistakes. Just have fun with your future. And when you emanate positive energy, that comes back to you like the law of attraction. Your dreams can come true by having a practical plan and really sticking to it, but also radiating a lot of positive energy from your soul, from your heart, and remembering that you are a beautiful individual, both physically and emotionally, that you have so much to give. That's all I have for you, pile 4. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.